Welcome back to another wonderful episode of the West Point Lake Update. I'm your host, Park Ranger Rebecca Fink with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We have a wonderful show lined up for you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. With me today is William Smith.
Hey.
Thank you for being on the show with us today.
Absolute pleasure. I'm really looking forward to this.
And I brought you on the show today to talk a little bit more about our volunteer program that we have at West Point Lake and touch on some of the contract positions in the gatehouse. And you've actually done both.
I've done both. In fact, this is my 4th season under your leadership. And it's quite an experience.
We met back in 2014.
That's correct.
You and your wife, Dolores.
Yes.
And you initially started in the volunteer program, helping us out in our beach areas, helping us in the gatehouse, and working in our volunteer village.
Yes.
And eventually you had decided that you would be able to work the campgrounds during the spring and summer season also.
Yes.
And so currently you are at Holiday Campground.
Right. Well, I'm one of the gated tenants, yes.
And you guys rotate on a 4-day on-off rotation.
Yeah, 4 days on, 4 days off. It goes by pretty quick. It's an exciting time, actually, because I enjoy meeting people. And I meet a lot of people from different walks of life. And we're all campers. Of course, me and Dolores camp full time, but to share that experience and share the experience of seeing other people's trailers, you see some beautiful rigs out there, and just ask, and people are glad to let you come and see it. So, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I really do enjoy it.
Now at West Point Lake, we have about 2 million visitors that come annually to visit West Point Lake. And seasonally, we have 4 campgrounds that are open anywhere from March through September, November. And Holiday Campground is one of our shorter seasons, along with Amity Campground. And you guys started in...
I got here last part of April.
So April through... Labor Day is what your current season is. And Holiday Campground's one of our largest campgrounds.
Yes, it is.
And how many campsites do we have at Holiday?
We have 112 individual sites, but only 2 of them are double. Then we have 2 great group sites out there. So
Kiki and Running Deer.
Kiki and Running Deer. That's, if you're planning an event, you want to get a lot of people out and go camping. That's the thing to do right there. It really is.
And you've seen a lot of different types of visitors. Working in a beach area, you see people coming out just for one day, for a weekend, trying to enjoy picnic tables, pedestal grills, family reunions at some of the reservable shelters, and enjoying a beach, while the campground's a little bit different of an environment.
Right. At a beach, yes, that's just a daily thing. But on a campground, it's 24/7. People are staying there, enjoying what we have to offer, and there's so much out there to have fun with. And you're constantly interacting, and what's one of the good things, after a while you get to meet all the different campers, yet so many of them return that you're now on a first name basis with them. Dave, how you coming back? All right, where are you going to? It's a lot of fun. What I try to do, as compared to being not that I'm not as friendly, but now I've developed relationships with people, and I say hello, and I say hello to everybody. I welcome everybody that comes in. I want them to feel welcome. I want if we look at it on the business side, they're our customers. But we genuinely want them to feel welcome. And I interact with them during their camping adventure at that time. And I make them, when they leave, where are you going? Why you got to go? Stay another day. You know, you could do it, and some of them actually do. But I make them to want to come back is my goal. And there is a reward to that. I found that by living that, you realize how many meals have been brought to us right off the grill. You were so nice. Whole slabs of ribs, steaks, you name it. And just the other night we had key lime cake and key lime pie brought to us. I mean, come on now.
And it's exciting to hear some of the adventures that you have, those interactions with the campers.
Right.
And you and Dolores are wonderful, and you have that personality that we are looking for. When you came into the volunteer program initially, you know, you were looking to give back to the community. You were looking. Right. You were full-time campers.
Yes.
You knew a little bit about West Point Lake. You travel. You like to go to other states to do stuff like this. But your lifestyle is now revolved around your camper, and a lot of our other visitors are in a similar situation. And what we're trying to do is expose them to some opportunities here at West Point, whether it's a volunteer position or working as a contractor.
Right.
And you know, you really do enjoy it, and I can tell.
I do, and I get a lot of feedback from people in that, I shouldn't say feedback, they're interested in what we're doing. How did you get into this? What, you know, is that your trailer over there? You got full, yeah. How do you do this? We're thinking about doing this when we're retired. I said, that's exactly what me and Dolores did. So, yes, we started out as volunteers. I heard about work camping several years ago, but it wasn't until I visited another park that I found magazines. They gave them to me. Work Camper News. Workcamper.com, by the way. And I couldn't believe how many opportunities with the Corps of Engineers there are from Maine to Southern California, from Washington to Florida, all across the country. There's work camping opportunities everywhere. And I was fortunate enough to find this one here in Lake West Point to give it a try. And it turned out we liked it. So we've been doing it ever since. This is, 4 years now we've been work camping. Now,
if you're a couple, you have more opportunities to do a lot of these things, because one of the qualifications of being a paid attendant, and we call you a contractor, and you're a couple, you are a husband and wife team that live together in a camper, and you guys, all you needed to do was submit a proposal and put a bid in with the Corps of Engineers when we have that open season, and you were brought in.
Yeah.
And anyone can do it.
Oh, absolutely. It's not hard at all. In fact, the roughest part of it really is you have to go onto the website, establish an account there, and you also have to establish the Dun & Bradstreet account.
Sure.
And you have to also be able to obtain a bond, an honesty bond, and it's really cheap, and it's $5,000. A bond, you know, because we're handling.
It'll cover you for $5,000, right, but the bond only costs $100
only costs
for a year.
Because I'm handling your money, not mine.
Right.
So once that's done, submit a bid to the Corps of Engineers during the open season, and hopefully you come out the winner.
Yeah, and there's a procedure that the park rangers, we pick low bids, but if you have any questions and would like to have more information about this program, park rangers can be there to guide you along the way.
Yes,
we'll help you with the getting registered and getting the paperwork that you need to do. And the first step is just having a good conversation, 20 minutes to an hour if it takes that long. We will help you on your way to get started with an opportunity like this.
Yeah, but I would, in my view, the best advice I could give somebody really is to start as a volunteer. People say they want to do it. Well, start as a volunteer. You only donate minimal hours a week to do this. And in reward, especially at our Work Camper Village, where chances are you're going to get a waterfront lot. You know, you can't beat that, because campers are always looking for the water. Well, you're going to get one. Free laundry. Your own boat ramp, out there for everybody. It's a really good deal. Minimal hours, really, 20 hours. Come on. And when we was out there, we only worked, what, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that was it. The rest of the time was my own. So if I wasn't fishing, I was doing something else.
So as a contractor, you work the gatehouse, you help keep the campground organized, you check people in, you check them out, you provide simple services at the gatehouse.
Correct.
Campers that come into the park may see volunteers also, because we have a large volunteer program that includes beach hosts, it includes the volunteer village to which those individuals get assigned a campground, and they come out and they're the ones cleaning your campsite. So upon departure, upon arrival, sweeping them off of leaf and debris litter, cleaning out the fire rings. But there are some challenges along the way that we see. We see a lot of trash being left. We encourage our visitors to follow rules and policies, which you do a wonderful job reminding people as they check in at the gatehouse. To help you along your way as a contractor being in the gatehouse, what are some things that campers can do ahead of time to make their reservation process easier and to make their stay more enjoyable?
Yes, there is. The check-in process can take anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes, depending really on one thing. When you show up and you have a reservation, you have a piece of paper that was sent to you. It has all the information I need in order to facilitate your campsite. But there's always one thing missing. And people have to realize, I need your tag number off your car. Why do I need that? This is very important. Your car, just like you being a camper, has to be authorized. Yes, you have a reservation, but your vehicles, I need their license plate numbers because I have to be able to identify what vehicles are authorized to be on the lake, on our property. Okay, what about it? Well, let's say you go onto the lake and you don't get a pass. You didn't stop to check in. You just go out there and tool around and something happens. Well, sorry, you're going to have to take full responsibility for whatever happened because you're not even supposed to be there.
Now, the Corps of Engineers does operate our facilities a little bit different than a private campground or a state park, and we have some rules and procedures put in place for safety.
Correct. It's all about safety. Absolutely. So, but back to the original point, have your license plate numbers readily available, because when we're getting rushed with campers, I need your license plate number. Now you have to go back, write it down, and come back. And when there's people in line, now you got to get back at the end of the line. So if you have your license plate numbers written down for me when you get there, you'll be done with me in 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, and some people take a picture of their license plate, have it on their phone, it's ready to go.
The digital world is taking over. I don't know how many cameras I've had to look at.
But to make those reservations, you can go to recreation.gov. You can search all 4 of the Corps of Engineer campgrounds here at West Point Lake, Amity, Whitetail Ridge, Holiday, and our Schaefer Herd.
Right. Also, not only that, you can go to reserveusa.com. reserveusa.com, make your reservations. But if you don't have internet service, the simple phone number 1-877, what is it? I forgot. 444-6777. 877-444-6777.
Thank you, Bill.
Brain freeze.
William, I really appreciate you being on the show with me today and sharing your experiences with us. If you would like more information about the volunteer program or any of the contractor positions on West Point Lake, please contact the Project Management Office at 706-645-2937. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're most welcome.
Nobody wants to be stopped by a law enforcement officer.
Everyone wants to feel safe.
So we've trained our officers to first listen and then explain.
We ask if you have contact with one of our officers, you listen, give him an opportunity to explain, comply with his requests, and if there's a problem, contact us so that we can investigate your complaint.
Listen, explain, comply, then complain.
Our safety and yours matters.
Welcome back. With me now is Chief Park Ranger David Barr.
Good morning.
Welcome. Thank you for being on the show.
It's good to be here.
I brought you on the show today to talk a little bit more about our National Public Lands Day event that we will be hosting on September the 30th, 2017 of this year. It's on a Saturday.
Yes.
And it kind of rolls around football season and maybe some other events that we have on the lake or in the City of LaGrange in West Point.
Sure.
And what we're trying to do is provide outreach and why this is important for West Point Lake and all the future recreation activities people want to do on the water. We have a history of trash being on the lake. There's only a few opportunities through the year where we have large volunteer groups getting together like this. And the National Public Lands Day event is nationally recognized through what you call the NEEF, the National Environmental Education Foundation.
Sure.
Our event is registered on that website, and what we're trying to do again is bring people out. What is some history about West Point Lake? Why is the trash coming in? Where is it coming from?
Sure, and that's a good question. You know, a lot of the trash that we have around the lake actually comes from communities far away from West Point Lake and the Chattahoochee River. You know, as people litter along the roadways, we get some heavy rain. It washes that litter and debris down creeks and streams, which eventually flows into the Chattahoochee River and then makes its way down here to West Point. As we have high water events, such as we did in 2003 and in 2009, and we've had a few here along the way, the water level goes up real high along the shoreline and the banks and picks up debris and trash and keeps moving it downriver. So as we clean up the shoreline around West Point Lake, we clean up what's right there, what we've received, but believe me, there's more coming downriver and along the shoreline, just waiting for another high water event that'll pick it up and keep moving it down. We've had a successful past years with National Public Lands Day, picking up trash around the shore. As a matter of fact, I remember a few years ago, we had a period of about 3 years there where we were in a drought and we did not have those high water events, and we were able to get out and pick up a lot of trash around the shoreline around West Point Lake. And it got, one year we had a real hard problem finding some areas heavily littered because we had done such a good job picking up trash. We had a break in these high water events. But as you know, we've had several high water events here this past year. We've had a lot of rain and a lot of trash is picked up and moved further down the river and now is deposited around the shoreline at West Point Lake. So we really need the public's help to come out and help us pick up this trash and remove it. And National Public Lands Day is a great day. It's a national event all across the country. All federal parks are welcoming people out to do a variety of different activities.
It's a service day.
That's right. And just to create an awareness of the national parks that people have in their backyard, such as West Point Lake. So we certainly hope we can get a good crowd out here. And it sounds like, according to the initial registration, we're off to a good start.
This year's National Public Lands Day is going to be a little bit unique. We used to have this event in different parts of the lake to try to get closer to some of those trash locations.
Sure.
In the past, we've had it at Earl Cook Park, we've had it at Pine Road Park. And for the first time, we're going to have this activity at Holiday Campground. Holiday Campground is set to close for the season on September the 5th. However, for the weekend of September 30th, we are going to offer campers an opportunity for 2 nights free camping for Friday night and Saturday night and checking out Sunday. If they're welcome to come out and they want to spend 1 day or a weekend for free to check in, register, and currently we have 17 campsites booked for this event for about 80 family members.
All right.
And in addition to that, we have partners with the Kia and with the Georgia Conservancy that are going to be coming out with an additional 200 to 300 people for this activity.
Wow,
so it's going to be a large community event. We're going to have games and activities both on land. We're going to be building bluebird boxes, duck boxes, fish attractors, all these things that are going to benefit the either environment or the recreation opportunities for the future visitors.
Sure, it's going to be a good thing. And people who enjoy camping, this is a great opportunity to come out and camp. All we ask is that you help us out on National Public Lands Day.
We won't be registering people to camp unless they're dedicated to come out that Saturday morning.
That Saturday and help us out, but it'll be a great time. I know when I was in charge with our scout group, we used to come out and camp overnight there after the season was closed, and we'd do a service project. And it's really nice because you have a group of people there interested in volunteering, and of course camping is a really fun family activity, so we really encourage you to bring the family out and enjoy Holiday Campground while it's closed, and help us out by picking up some trash and also doing some other service projects like you said.
We have families that come into our campgrounds throughout the recreation season that spend 14 days at their max limit. Some of them come in just family groups and don't ever have that opportunity to give back.
Sure.
And a lot of groups that have registered for this event just want to do their part and give back and say thank you.
Yep.
And keep the areas clean and serviced. Families with pontoon boats and bass boats and jet skis, kayaks, and canoes are welcome to come out for this activity as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's going to be locations on the lake that aren't in what you consider a day use park. It doesn't have road access. The only way to get to that area would be by water transportation. Yep. Many coves on the lake, the way that the trash flows downriver, we're actually connected to Lake Lanier. The Chattahoochee River flows downriver, catches that from Atlanta, continues to pull it, and the currents will push that into coves. So the further upriver you go, you may start to see some of those while boating. You have a favorite island that you want to pull up to during the recreation season and see the trash. Well, we have that area mapped, and we can have groups go out there and clean it up.
Sure, it's a great opportunity to do that.
And the kinds of trash that we get on the lake include
plastics,
and balls, a lot of different small items, and occasionally a couple of the large items that can float downriver, such as chairs and small refrigerators and things like that. And it's an opportunity to clean it up.
Definitely, definitely. We hope to have a good crowd. Yeah, again, we really encourage people to come out for National Public Lands Day. And if you or your family is interested in camping and volunteering for that weekend, how do they go about and register for one of these campsites?
So there's going to be a couple opportunities for people to call both our project management office at 706-645-2937 and contact myself directly, Park Ranger Rebecca Fink, or contact you, Chief Ranger David Barr.
That's right.
And we will just take some simple information, get your name, a good contact phone number, how many people are going to be in your group, and what your service needs are going to be on your campsite. If you're going to need 30 or 50 amp electricity, you need to be close to a restroom.
Sure.
And it's not limited to any specific age group. There's going to be opportunities for children all the way up to disabled individuals to participate in this. Dave, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Great to be here. Thank you.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'd like to thank our guests for being on the show today, William Smith and Park Ranger David Barr. Reminder for our visitors coming to West Point Lake, there have been some changes in the America the Beautiful Pass program that went into effect on August the 28th, 2017. We are no longer offering the $10 senior pass that is for citizens 62 and older. That pass system has now changed, and we are now offering both an annual and a lifetime version of this pass. Visitors that come into the Visitor Center may purchase a $20 annual, meaning it will expire after 1 year, annual pass, or they can pay $80 for a lifetime senior pass. The Senior Pass and Access Disability Pass will still be honored in our campgrounds to receive 50% off camping fees. Reservations can be made at recreation.gov, and a pass number may be used to receive your discount. Upon entering the campground, you must present this pass that is signed, and the person that the pass belongs to must be present at the time of check-in and remain on site during the duration of their camping visit. For more information about purchasing or receiving those America the Beautiful passes, please contact our project management office at 706-645-2937. The America the Beautiful Pass program is also honored at our many boat ramps and beach areas that charge a day use fee. Displaying these passes will allow you to go into a park without paying a $5 launch or vehicle pass. In addition to that, many passes are available at the project management office. The hunting permits for the 2017 and 2018 season are also available for $25. Hunters will then have access to 10,000 acres of land on West Point Lake. State regulations do apply depending on if you are hunting on a Georgia location or an Alabama location. Please refer to our last program where we talked with Ben Williams, who discussed the hunting program on West Point Lake. The Visitor Center at 500 Resource Management Drive, located near the West Point Dam, is a wonderful resource for our visitors to come by, speak with the park ranger, and learn a little bit more about West Point Lake. We offer many different opportunities to read displays, watch a short video, see some wildlife and taxidermy in our Visitor Center, view our butterfly garden, and have a wonderful view of the lake from an elevated platform behind the Visitor Center. The Visitor Center hours are from 8 to 4:30, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, until the 30th of September. On the 1st of October, Visitor Center will not be open on the weekends, but will still operate from 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. We'd like to remind our visitors again to always wear their life jackets while on West Point Lake. Kayakers and canoers must have a life jacket in their boat while paddling. And if you are age 13 and under on a larger vessel, you must have a life jacket on your person. For more information about National Public Lands Day or any of the other events on West Point Lake, please contact me at 706-645-6113. We appreciate our viewers picking up their trash on the lake when they come to visit. And please again, for more information about any activities on West Point Lake or to speak with a park ranger, please stop by our Visitor Center. Thank you.
Why United Way? Because United Way of West Georgia helps support 25 local organizations. Organizations that make life better for all of us. Yes, 25. There's no easier way to help so many of your neighbors through a single donation. When you give to United Way of West Georgia, you help a lot.